What if the Library of Alexandria never burned? In the heart of ancient Egypt stood a place unlike any other, a temple not built for gods but for knowledge. The Library of Alexandria, where humanity once reached for the stars, but one fire changed everything. Tonight we ask the question, what if the Library of Alexandria never burned? Over 2,000 years ago, one single event changed the course of human knowledge forever. In the golden age of the ancient world, a magnificent city rose on the shores of Egypt, Alexandria, a beacon of learning, trade, and culture. At its heart stood the Great Library of Alexandria, a place unlike anything before or since. It was the world's first true university where the greatest minds of every civilization gathered to collect, translate, and preserve all the wisdom known to humankind. Imagine vast halls filled with scrolls, mathematics from Greece, astronomy from India, medicine from Egypt, and philosophy from Persia and China, all resting side by side. Here, science and spirituality coexisted. Here, human curiosity was sacred, and yet in one terrible moment, that light was almost completely extinguished. The flames that consumed the library didn't just destroy paper, they erased possibilities. But what if they hadn't? What if the Library of Alexandria had survived the centuries? Would humanity have reached the stars centuries earlier? Would the Dark Ages have ever existed? Let's travel back in time and explore what our world might look like if the greatest library in history had never been destroyed. Part 2. The Birth of a Dream. The Library of Alexandria was founded in the 3rd century BC by Ptolemy I, one of Alexander the Great's most trusted generals. After Alexander's death, Ptolemy dreamed of creating something greater than any empire, not built on conquest, but on knowledge. His idea was revolutionary, to gather all human wisdom under one roof. Every ship that docked in Alexandria's harbor was searched by royal decree. Scrolls from Greece, Babylon, Persia, and India were copied by scribes, and the originals were stored in the library's vast marble halls. Inside, hundreds of scholars lived, studied, and debated day and night. They mapped the stars, studied the human body, and explored the very foundations of mathematics and philosophy. Here, Eratosthenes measured the size of the earth with shadows alone. Herophilus performed the first recorded human dissections. These thinkers were the guardians of civilization, pioneers of science long before the word scientist even existed. Alexandria was more than a library. It was the brain of the ancient world, a living network of minds, connecting continents through curiosity. For a brief moment in history, all of humanity's brilliance pulsed from one single place until the world changed forever. Part 3. The Fall of Knowledge. But brilliance rarely survives chaos. In 48 BC, Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt, chasing his rival Pompey and drawn into the civil war that tore Alexandria apart. His fleet, trapped in the harbor, was set ablaze. The fire spread quickly through the docks and into the city itself. Winds carried burning debris toward the library's great halls. Within hours, thousands of scrolls, the collected wisdom of centuries, turned to ash. Some say only a part of the library burned that day. Others believe the destruction came later, through war, neglect, and religious zeal. As empires shifted, the pursuit of knowledge became dangerous. The rise of dogma replaced the freedom of thought. Scholars were silenced, their discoveries forgotten. By the 5th century AD, the Great Library of Alexandria was no more. The light that once illuminated the ancient world had faded. Science was replaced by superstition, curiosity by fear. And so began what we now call the Dark Ages, an age not only of war and plague, but of silence, when humanity forgot how much it once knew. Part 4. A world that never slept. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine the library had survived, protected by kings, expanded by scholars, and passed on through generations. The world would never have fallen asleep. The scrolls of Alexandria would have continued to grow, filled with discoveries and inventions far ahead of their time. Ancient engineers might have built working steam engines in the 1st century. Doctors could have understood blood circulation, disease, and surgery 1,000 years before modern medicine. Mathematicians would have charted the motions of planets, predicting eclipses and comets with precision. The Industrial Revolution might have begun not in the 18th century, but in the 8th. Imagine Roman legions powered by early engines, lighthouses lit by electricity, telescopes crafted from bronze and glass. Knowledge would have spread across continents faster than conquest. Empires might have competed not in war, but in wisdom. By the year 1000, humanity could already have touched the edge of the stars, guided by the minds that once filled the halls of the Library of Alexandria. Part 5. A Different Civilization. A world where the Library of Alexandria endured would look nothing like ours. Picture a civilization built not on conquest, but on curiosity. Imagine vast cities stretching from North Africa to Asia, connected by networks of scholars and invention. Streets lit by glowing crystal lamps, ships crossing the oceans guided by magnetic compasses centuries before Columbus ever sailed. The Roman Empire might never have collapsed. Instead, it could have evolved into a federation of knowledge, where engineers, philosophers, and astronomers worked together under one shared vision. Africa's ancient universities, the libraries of Timbuktu and Carthage, might have merged with Europe's great academies. China's early inventions, paper, printing, and gunpowder, could have reached the West hundreds of years sooner, sparking a global age of enlightenment. Wars would still exist, yes, but fought with reason rather than fear. Religion, art, and science might have walked hand in hand. Humanity could have become one connected culture, united not by empires or kings, but by the endless pursuit of knowledge. Part 6. The Lesson of Alexandria. The burning of the Library of Alexandria was more than the loss of paper and ink. It was the loss of possibility, the erasure of a future that might have been. One fire destroyed centuries of wisdom, and with it, humanity's chance to advance beyond imagination. But history teaches us something vital, that knowledge, once lost, can also be reborn. Today, our libraries are digital. Our scrolls are made of data and light. We carry in our pockets more information than the ancients could have dreamed of. Yet the lesson of Alexandria remains. Knowledge is fragile. One spark of ignorance can still burn brighter than truth. So the question isn't what if the library never burned? The question is, will we protect our knowledge better than they did? Because maybe, just maybe, the flame of Alexandria still burns, not to destroy, but to enlighten. And if you believe that every story from our past still holds a spark for the future, then subscribe and join us here on History Pulse, where history never truly dies. The past is never truly gone. Every lost idea, every forgotten dream still echoes through time. We can't change what was lost, but we can keep its flame alive. This is History Pulse, where the past becomes power.